Game six, game six, game six. First round of this playoffs. I don't understand why we had to start this damn video game off with the last boss. This don't make no sense. Playing the Warriors feel like you already at the last boss of a video game, man. I don't know how the rest of y'all be feeling, but that's how I feel. I'm tired. I've been tired of this team probably 7 years ago. And it's 2025. And we still at it. I'm tired, bro. I'm so tired. Good news is we may have been down 3-1 at one point, but the way we won game 5, I think we can carry that momentum on the road to the Chase Center. I could be wrong, but we're going to find out. My man Scooter was good with it. Everybody that's coming in, appreciate you for spending the pregame with your boy. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Let's get that algorithm spinning. Let's do that. Let's do that one time for the team. What up, my man AP? He say big game at Twin Peaks watching the Garcia fight with the Rockets. Let's go H-Town. Funny story. Why my niece called me last night talking about Ryan Garcia fight tomorrow. I told her to say that again and tell me what's wrong with what you said. She know I'm a boxing fan too, by the way. But I had to remind her that the Rockets is playing. And she already know how I am about my Rockets. She lucky I didn't hang up the phone to her face. But anyway, she'll be all right. My man School to say, we're going to beat the Frisco Cisco's tonight. I like that. He calling the Frisco Cisco's. Yeah. That will be nice, man. It will be nice to come out of the Bay with a W, man. It would be really, really, really nice. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody that's still filing on in. I had dropped a video a little bit earlier today, just kind of highlighting a few things that I thought was kind of unnoticed. One of them had to do with the matchup between Steve Kerr and Ime Udoka, how that's kind of like a unnoticed storyline. Y'all can go watch that after this live or during the game or even after the game or whatever the hell. And it was another thing that I spoke on that kind of went unnoticed in this series. And I don't know if you can juxtapose anything from it, but I just felt like, it's just something I noticed. And I thought, well, maybe they got something to do with something, but we'll see. I don't know if anybody got any. If you got any news from the game of lineup changes or this and that or whatever, please put it in the chat for me so I can take a look at it. Salute King. Was good with it, my guy. Was good with it. Yeah, buddy, man. Game 6, man. So if y'all got any thoughts on how this is gonna go, let me know down below. Let me know in the comments, man. Let's get rowdy. If anybody's traveling to Golden State for the game, let me know. Or if you're already a Rockets fan and you out there and you're going to the game, let me know. I would like to see a pic and all of that and shout you out and everything like that. Oh dang. I had put a poll out. I gotta find this damn poll. I had put a poll out. Oh, the poll's still going on. I'm gonna still probably be on by the time the poll over with. I had put a poll out, just kind of gauging what everybody thought about the game tonight. Is it gonna be we coming back and we putting them away in the Toyota Center, or 1, 2, 3 Cancun, or is it trade Jalen Green? So by the time we get to the end of this stream, we're gonna pull up the poll. We're gonna read the results. We're gonna see what everybody say. Scooter say I have a prediction. After the first quarter, Steph's gonna lead the game. His thumb will fall. I don't know about fall off, but if it's hurting enough to where he can't play, that's not our problem. Because if we have a problem with somebody that can't play, they not gonna care. I don't not care nothing about that. King say we need Dylan to have 19 points, 4 threes, 2 steals, three thumb swipes. That was funny how they create, instead of talking about the game from start to finish and everything that happened and analyzing the game for the fans who's still trying to learn about basketball, or just you want to hear a little bit more X's and O's. No, they go straight to the one thing that they feel like is going to get them the most ratings or the most conversation going in social media, and that's whatever the hell Dylan Brooks did to Steph, the golden boy of the NBA, and Dylan Brooks, the villain of the NBA, only because the LeBron people told you to hate Dylan Brooks. It's stupid. This is why I can't stand the national media, especially like when it comes to other sports. They're a lot better, but when it comes to the NBA, they are the worst thing ever. Like, do not watch. Like, if you still at this point, you watching the national media and you paying attention to what they got to say more than local people or independent content creators and all that. Something wrong with you, because them dudes in the national media, when it comes to basketball, it is all narrative. All of it is all narrative. They sitting there talking about a couple of shot contests that if you watch every video, if you watch every game, Dylan been contesting like that the whole time, and not just on Steph either. Like, that don't make any sense. Oh, we got a new challenger in the building. My man, Slaughter, the 2-man game. What's happening, my guy?
Not much. Just trying to survive this monsoon outside. Like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah, you are in the way, ain't you?
Yeah.
It's clean slate down here where I'm at.
So if I'm gone, the power went out.
It's all good, bro. Rocket's gonna get a dub for you, bro. Hopefully.
I'm summoning.
Hopefully, bro. If you gotta sacrifice your internet for the Rockets to win, you just gotta sacrifice what you gotta sacrifice. If Preston gotta sacrifice his hair, he just gotta do what we gotta do, man. Like,
no.
Whatever we got to do.
For a Rockets win?
Yes.
Oh. You're talking about some other dude named Preston, right?
Nah, we're talking about Preston Simpson, the one who's neighbors with Homer.
I'm trying to find him. Let me know when you find him.
Oh, man. But yeah, man, I was just, before y'all jumped in, I was just talking about how the national media is sitting there, they want to talk about Dylan Brooks contesting shots on Steph rather than the Rockets win. Just like this morning, it was supposed to be Lakers in 5, but the Lakers got swept. Well, not swept. They got gentleman sweep, and then they only talking about why the Lakers lost and not why Minnesota won. National NBA media is the most garbage media of any of the top sports, and it's not even close, bro. It's not close. NBA has the worst media in sports. The worst. You can't argue this.
I'm not an avid football watcher per se, obviously trying to ramp up towards that, but compare and contrast, man. Do they have a Stephen A. Smith for football?
Yeah, his name's Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, man. He talk about football too?
Yeah, he talk about everything.
Surprise, bro.
Yeah, he talk about everything, man.
Also, Slaughter, it's so good to see you, dude.
Yeah, same.
I be seeing you doing God's work on the app known as X sometimes, man. I be respecting that, not gonna lie.
Nah, Slaughter be looking for, all right, everybody happy with this? Nah, let me piss in their coffee. Slaughter gonna be the type of parent, his kids gonna come home with straight A's. I'm talking about 91 through 97. Why do you have this 91? Why do you have this 9? Why? What's going on here, son? Are you stupid?
That 2 people did better than you in your class? Why are you not number 1? I can't even put this on my fridge right now. Hey, who's the kid that did better than you? Let me put his on the fridge.
Slaughter gonna be like the Japanese parents, bro. He gonna put them kids on punishment for not having 95s and up.
Yo, I saw Lake Show Jerry said, "Keep hope alive, Lakers in 5." Does he mean Lakers in 8? Lakers in 9?
The reason why I like Jerry is because he don't take himself too serious, and he can joke about the Lakers too. He can take it like he don't take no offense. He don't be talking about well, 16 championships. He don't do that garbage. He talk ball. Otherwise, that's why I mess with Jerry.
He stay up to his bets. Not gonna lie. All right, when he make a bet, he be open and honest about it.
He a real one. Like he is the anomaly when it comes to Lakers fans. Like most people who are fans of these front running type teams, they don't act like him. That's how you know he a real fan.
So like Golden State.
How many of y'all? Which one of y'all have been getting a whole hell of a lot more of Golden State Warriors fans following you on X?
Not following me, but in my DMs, saying some very interesting things.
That's funny because, like, I know, I don't know him, but like Warrior, like I've interacted with Warriors World a lot through the years, but I actually haven't had any. But.
Funny, they ain't been in my DMs, but see, I kind of had to set them straight earlier this week after that. I think it was the game 3 or game 4 loss. So there was a couple of them. They thought I was gonna tap out. I was like, I'm gonna stay on your ass until you quit responding. I did not stop. Did not stop. I think the word got around. Stay away from that crazy guy with the dreadlocks. Nope. They keep following me. But they ain't said nothing. I'm trying to figure out how to. I'm gonna unfollow. Matter of fact, let me start doing that now.
You just kept going.
Not unfollow them, but let me get follow. I don't know what the term is, bro. Let me remove them from my followers because
you can mute them. That's cool.
Yeah, I've muted a whole hell of a lot of them, but a lot of them started to try to follow me, and I'm like, no, what are you doing, you crazy stalker? I don't mess with y'all like that. And then most of them 12 years old. Like, go look at them. It was one in the comments of one of my videos. This dude, you know how you just start off on social media and you trying to get attention from girls. You take that picture with your shirt off, with your little skinny little 12-year-old bone. That's what he did. I just responded, "You are 12." That's all I did. Like, what do you really typed in your Google search something about Draymond Green? My video popped up, and you gonna come comment with your little tears. You typed with tears in your eyes. I can tell.
Speaking of Warriors, Warriors. The golden skin Warriors, I call them. I'm looking at them, and what's his name? The Warriors account, is it Warriors NBC? That.
Oh yeah, that garbage can account. Yeah.
So, yeah, not gonna lie. What the hell? A-Clip. What the hell? Why are they talking about they just going hey, shout out Kingbeard. They're just going after Steph Curry. Do you think, hey bro, it's not my fault that they hit the DMs. It's open. Anyone can slide. Don't make gotta respond. But why you got a media account pushing the narrative that they are actively attacking it to injure, right? It's one thing to attack it, right? To make them use that side, make them, Admiral, yeah, you right, bro. I can't say that, but yeah, you right. But like, you force them to use whatever appendage is injured, right? Because it's their weaker side, right? It's kind of like Dylan said, if you got a weak ankle, you attacking that ankle, right? You going toward, like if you're on the offense, you going towards that ankle, right? On defense, is Curry, right? He shoots with that hand predominantly, right? He's not switching hands. He's going to shoot with that hand. So you just play it a little bit harder, forcing him to use that hand. We ain't attacking it. We ain't grabbing it. I don't. What do you think we doing? Like we stroking his thumb? Like what? Like what are we doing to his thumb, bro?
I don't know, man. But here's the thing, bro. This is what I don't understand. They sitting there with the Tasmanian devil known as Draymond Green over there, and they got the nerve to complain about anybody else in the NBA. The dirtiest player, like you know how they say Ric Flair is the dirtiest player of the game in wrestling? That is Draymond Green. And I'm talking about nut shots and everything, bro. That dude he's the black Ric Flair. And he do anything possible to try to get under your skin and all of that. And it's all of it is out of line too. Like he just don't get called for it. So of course he gonna turn into Tasmanian devil, spinning all around the place, running through trees and brick walls and everything. Piece of crap.
I wonder who the player is who has the most 5 fouls, 1 tech, 1 flagrant calls in a single game in NBA history. Because it's got to be Draymond, right?
It's got to be that dildo lip bastard.
We just watched that happen twice, essentially, this series, right? Twice. That's the first. This is the first round, and Demonis didn't even play him.
The worst one though is the worst one. The worst call was the one where you clearly saw the refs was protecting the hell out of him. Like you can't even argue against this. Homeboy did the Booker T scissor kick on Tari Eason, the back of Tari Eason's head, and this is on a dead ball. So if it happens on a dead ball, it can't be a flagrant because it's not in a play. It's a technical foul. Who gets the technical foul?
Tari.
Okay. How many technical fouls did Draymond have at that point? He had one. They protected his ass because they were like, no, we need you in the game, Draymond. You play for us.
Honestly, the refs just put on a Golden State jersey, bro. Honestly, just put a Golden State jersey on. Put your number on the back. Honestly, I would respect it at that point because at least you're not lying to us no more.
Yeah, at least you're keeping it a buck. I can't be mad. Well, I can be mad at it, but I respect it. I don't respect no lie though.
I can be angry all I want, but at the end of the day, you was being honest, and I can respect that honesty more than you putting on those zebra stripe jerseys, talking about some we ref the game equally, and you got Steve Kerr talking about some they need to change the rules and the physicality. Bro, shut your ass.
Man, Draymond. I said Draymond. Steve Kerr got ovaries where his ball is supposed to be at, dog. I don't care what nobody say. That dude he is a freaking
ultimate complainer.
He is a Pink Panther, boy. That man is the king of all Pink Panthers. Telling you, don't make no sense. But anyway, enough roasting of the Warriors. Let's kind of get into the whole thingamabobber. Injury report. The only people on the injury report are people that don't matter. Unfortunately, no disrespect, but they don't matter. Everybody that matters is playing. So, but most importantly, we need to know who. Forget about the who scrapping part. Who getting the flagrant fouls?
Tari.
All right.
Tari.
All right. Who getting? Who gonna get technical?
Bari.
If it's on Draymond, I accept it. It should always every flagrant should be on Draymond. All of them. Hey, nobody but him.
Ema, I hope you're watching this. Honestly, just send them one by one. Right? If it's the fourth quarter, we close. Just flagrant foul. Just everyone get one flagrant. You know what I mean? Start lineup.
All right. So who getting the technical fouls? I feel like there's gonna be multiple of them this game.
Amen's getting one this game for sure because he was clamping Curry's ass so hard. The NBA will not let that happen again. They will not let that. The second Amen puts his hand anywhere within 5 feet of Steph Curry is a foul, bro. Watch.
I think because see, this is where Steve Kerr has been absolutely clowning Ime Udoka. He makes sure he works the media to get referee advantages.
Yep.
He makes sure he does it. He's very, very skilled at doing this. And with that being the case, Dylan Brooks is definitely going to be in foul trouble.
Because what was it? It was a game 3, right? We won game 2, right? We're going back to Golden State.
It was yeah. Well, game 2 he was in foul trouble too.
He was in foul trouble. Wasn't game 3 the one where he sat out and we ended up losing because he had like 4 or 5 fouls? Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. Was that game 1? Maybe I don't know.
I know. Game 2, Dylan and Amen were hurt a lot.
Yeah.
No, I said hurt. Why I say hurt? They was in foul trouble a lot. That I do remember. Matter of fact, it was one of the reasons I thought that we won because we had more shooters on the floor, more Jabari especially.
And yeah, gosh,
it was a lot more. It was a lot more Jabari and Tari in that game.
If we average 70% from the free throw line, we won this game in 5 games. I'm just letting you guys know that the math is adding up. If we shoot 70% on average throughout these 5 games from the free throw line, we won these games.
Funny enough, we're winning the
they're starting Peyton over Pods.
Peyton, Gary Peyton. Oh,
mm-hmm.
They're putting him in to do some damage
to
somebody.
Dangerous. Yeah, that's dangerous.
Funny enough, though, the Rockets got they actually are they're up in the point differential.
1
in this series, 1.2.
Surprise,
it kind of matches the eye test. We've outplayed them for most of the series. They win the veteran savvy moments.
Yep.
That's why you got to think about, when you. some of these games are not necessarily won with a big move or a big play. It's on the margins, man. It's really on the margins.
I agree. I bet you guys were playing like Bambi D.
I don't agree with that. They're not getting enough time. I don't think.
We're probably losing the minutes Butler's played though, or when he's played.
Yeah.
If it's that close, I mean, he basically didn't play in game 2.
Let me see if I can find it out. Y'all go ahead and hold it down. Let me find it out, bro.
Yeah.
Let me look that up.
No, I'm looking at. I don't care about no Curry, Bill Murray, or Yo McFlurry.
But what's interesting though, I mean, I think all the vets showed up in San Francisco the last time, the last 2 games.
Yep.
And all the young guys really struggled. Alpi, Amin, Jalen, and Tari all had in the 40s, low 40s true shooting in the 2 games in San Francisco. So, I would anticipate that improves, right? But, you also can't expect Fred and Dylan to be up near 70%. Fred was at 72, Dylan at 68. You expect some regression there.
Yeah.
That means that if we're going with law of averages, that means somebody's coming up. Right. By the way, we're actually winning the Butler minutes.
Oh.
Yep.
Interesting.
We winning the Butler minutes. Let me check the Curry minutes, bro.
Yeah, I like that. As you guys see,
we're losing the Curry minutes.
Oh, we losing the Curry minutes. By how much? By a lot?
2.2.
Not bad.
It's not horrible, but I think some of that is probably a couple possessions here and there.
Because he's had he averages like 24 this series, right? I think he's like 24 and a half. We held him to
23.4. That's
okay.
What he's averaging.
Okay. We've held him under.
Nope, I lied. No, I didn't. Yeah, it's 23.4.
We've held him under 20 twice, correct?
We held 20 or below.
We held him to 13, and then what was that? Like 16, 17? Another game. But regardless, I mean, that is interesting that we win in the minutes. Also, Scooter, yeah, I appreciate it. Beautiful t-shirt, Dylan, the sophisticated villain. I know all of y'all need to be in the comments shouting out. This is one of the new shirts, by the way. Nice, feeling crispy out at the Rockets Center. So if you don't have a villain t-shirt, go get you a V t-shirt. I need all of you Rockets fans that are in the stands in Golden State to be shouting out Dylan the villain. It's villain time tonight. Yeah.
King already know. King checked out the video from earlier today. He said, as long as we keep leading the league in that dog rating, we'll be okay. Yeah, we should. Because we're not smart enough to do anything else but be dogs right now, bro. We're too stupid. That's why they're up. It's because we're not necessarily because we're stupid. We're just dumber than them.
We don't have
they like too smart.
High level basketball IQ players.
And that's just experience. Really, that's really just all that is, bro.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. A lot of that comes down to experience at the end of the day, right? We've got one guy who's been past the second round, right? I mean, has Adams ever been past the second round? Dylan hasn't.
I think the Grizzlies was in the weren't they in the Western Conference Finals at one point, if I'm not mistaken?
He was with OKC though.
Oh, I'm tripping.
Okay, so we got Adams and Fred, and then Jeff Green. Jeff Green don't play, so Adams and Fred.
But we do have a coach who has been in the NBA Finals, who coached against the same Steve Kerr in the NBA Finals, the same mistakes though. Making the same mistake. Well, nah, it ain't the same mistake. He's making mistakes, but it ain't the same one. It ain't like he got Sengun out there in the drop.
He's making
Steph.
Well, in game 1, he's making the same mistakes in a similar fashion, right? He's making the same mistakes with Dylan Brooks that he was making with Marcus Smart when they had Marcus Smart out over there. Instead of making Smart because obviously Smart, like he's not a shooter, right? He's definitely more of a driver. We're not getting Dylan enough 3-point opportunities, I guess, in that respect. They're not getting their shot profile, right? We're not putting them in the good
credit
spot.
to Golden State on that end, though.
They've done a really good job. Yeah. I do want to say that comes down to that, but I don't know. I think I wrote an article for H-Town Rundown of talking about how, and this is for game 1, talking about how Ime is not necessarily getting completely out-coached, but coaching is going to win us the battle, right? How are we putting our guys in a successful position to make these shots. Because at the end of the day, if we wide open, like okay.
His rotations are too inconsistent for me. It's just way too inconsistent.
When we win, it's free throws, solid rotations, and shooting. When we lose, the rotations get out of whack. You may freak out and go back to what he did in the regular season. And that's kind of it.
All right. So with that being said, who we got as the X factors for tonight for both teams?
Who am I gonna say?
Okay.
It's my boy tonight. I'm rocking.
Who else you got? Or you just
top. This top guy for sure. For the Rocket side.
right.
Honestly, if Jabari can get 22 minutes, that's Ime. That's all I'm asking. It's just 22 minutes.
That ain't enough.
But I think he's so impactful in the minutes that he plays.
He's barely played the 5 this series.
I'm interested in what the plus minus numbers are when he plays the 5s.
Yeah.
But while you're looking that up, Slaughter.
Man, I'm not gonna look that up, bro. I don't even know where to find that out because they ain't got it by positions on NBA.com. But whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
For Golden State, I'll say pods, and then in more of a ball handling role with the second unit. I feel like he might be able to do better with that. And then for us, I mean, I guess he's getting relegated in a sense, but I'll go Jalen. I think Jalen has a big game tonight.
Y'all never gonna learn, bro. Y'all not gonna learn.
Honestly, I like the confidence.
I was talking to James about this, and I was like, I think what'll happen will be the most confusing thing.
Okay. Explain to me. I'm interested.
So whatever creates the most confusion among the fan base, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, one of the guards has to show up, whoever that is. I think we have a good shot if one of them shows up. I think we have a decent shot if they're both like at their average, right? I mean, the only way we get blown out is if they both play terrible. And then the X factor stat, I think, is if we can force Golden State into turnovers. They were significantly better at taking care of the ball whenever they were at home, as opposed to in the totality of the series. I mean, obviously we've struggled getting easy buckets. That's got to be the best one. Also, Tari's got to play better. His defense has not been good this series. A lot of backdoor cuts. He's got the highest defensive rating of everyone that regularly plays. But he also has the highest pace. So it means like part of that. I mean, we've seen some of the wild turnovers and whatnot. I mean, we've seen both the good and the bad, but his metrics haven't been as good as they typically are.
You know what's funny about that? The slower we've played in this series, the better we've been.
Absolutely.
Have we been winning in the half court?
Defensively especially, but our half court offense
has been
honestly by the eye test, it hasn't necessarily been horrible when you consider that we've been missing free throws like nobody's business.
Yeah.
And then we had that one game where making a layup was the biggest challenge of all time. So that kind of skews numbers a little bit. But
we actually have a better effective field goal percentage than Golden State marginally, which doesn't take into account free throws.
Right.
So that's good. But it's just right there. But their turnover percentage is better. I mean, honestly, our defensive rebounding hasn't really been great. I mean, they're at a 32.7 on the offensive rebound, which is like,
well, some of that is skewed by that last game because we overdid the zone.
Yeah,
and then a lot of that was in garbage time. By when Steve Kerr.
I'll take that last game and see what it is. I bet it's
let's see what it is. Because Steve Kerr put a banana in Ime's tailpipe. No diddy.
Let's see what it is.
What a reference. A reference for sure.
Why are you looking that up? X factors. Man, listen. GP2 has been shooting better this series than he'll ever shoot in the rest of his damn life, and that's pissing me off because that's the guy we've been leaving open, and that's the guy that's actually kind of blowing up the game plan a little bit. So he's definitely gonna be an X factor. And since they got Pods coming off the bench, he an X factor for me now because I think what he's doing, Curry is savvy. Curry might be trying to screw up our rotations a little bit, knowing that because he already tinkers with a starting lineup normally. You know, Ime's gonna try to match him because Curry, one thing he has been this series, he's been proactive, and Ime has constantly just been reactive. That's what happens when you have such a lopsided defensive-minded type of coach, because defense is reactionary, right? So everything Ime does and thinks, the way he sees basketball, everything is very reactionary. It's never really proactive. So Kerr with bringing Pauls off the bench, I smell what he's trying to cook, and he not pulling the rabbit over my. He ain't putting the wool over my head. I see what you're doing, fool. Like, you ain't fooling me. I've been watching.
You were right about that. Their offensive rebound percentage jumped drastically after that game. So you were correct.
Yeah, it because we overdid the zone, and it was effective, and we didn't. It didn't matter to us too much offensive rebounding wise because we were making shots. But when we brought the crash crew in, the never ready crew in, even though they're supposed to be the stay ready crew, when we brought the never ready crew in, they wasn't ready to play. So that kind of, and that's part of why they came back, because they kept getting offensive rebounds. They was playing like the Rockets. But anyway.
Right.
King, appreciate you, King. I'll be on it, bro. I've watched Kerr enough. The good thing about watching the Warriors is you get smarter watching them. You really do, because they force you to think the game differently. They really do, bro. As much as I hate Steve Kerr, he's a brilliant basketball coach. I just really hate him. But yeah,
I mean, they didn't play. They played Santos earlier last game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He did. Yeah, and then that bench crew they had with Pat Spencer, Santos, Post, what's the other fool? Moses Moody, and I forgot who the other idiot was. Some I forget. They got too many idiots over there. I hate the whole team.
Pat Spencer.
Yeah, Pat Spencer was one of the. Yeah, I don't know what the hell his problem is, but he playing like white chocolate over there, bro. Like, remember Jason Williams? That's how he playing like right now, bro. What the hell has gotten into him?
He was in the G League. He ended up starting in a playoff game. That's crazy. First off, for a career, I respect that, but you played for the Golden State Warriors, so I gotta hate that, unfortunately.
Man,
be ready. Facts, AC.
Most definitely be ready, bro. He says like the straws without Tuve, Bregman, Correa, Springer.
So, but they. Yeah. I mean, they're probably going to stick with who they got, but they really did need some ball handling out the bench because they were rolling it with Moody, Looney, and Peyton. You got no ball handling off the bench that way.
I'm good with it. Whatever doesn't work for them is what I like. Hopefully, it doesn't work for them. Matchups to watch. What y'all got, man?
Matchups.
Defensive matchups, offensive matchups. What y'all looking at?
Curry and any player we put on him.
Fred. Should be Fred. Fred been doing a good job.
I mean, Ahmed did a phenomenal job last game against him.
No, he did.
I mean,
he did.
It's like they knew I was in the stands, to be honest. It was crazy.
What you doing here then, punk?
I mean,
I gotta get you on a private jet, bro. Let me make
gotta get me on a jet right now.
You got
on a jet right now.
You got 10 minutes, bro. But yeah, matchups to watch though, man. I'm looking at I'm curious who they use to guard Şengün in this game. How do they guard Şengün in this game? Do they stay committed to playing him one-on-one, playing him straight up? Do they put a smaller guy on him and just live with that, knowing you're not giving up a three? Do they go zone a little bit more? They 1-3-1 zone?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know for sure they sticking with that anybody with Jalen thing. Regardless, even if it's the Warriors, and we already know what time it is with that. Jalen is not going to – he had the one good game, fool everybody. I'm telling you right now, I said it before the series, this is not revisionist history. Jalen was not going to have a good series under any circumstance. I'm sorry. I know y'all got your confidence. I don't. Against any other team, though, nah. He don't get that excuse from me.
Yeah.
But anyway, what y'all think? What's the matchups y'all looking at?
honestly, I don't want to say it in terms of like total matchup, right? Like offensively, but just I want to see how they play like Draymond, right? Because he's been like a solid passer. He's been kind of doing his like nitty gritty stuff. So I'm interested in how we can get pause in Draymond's head and see what we can do to really mitigate him. Because when we mitigate him and his productivity, we've won both games. We did that in game 2 and game 5. We did that, right? Not that we talk shit, but like he tried to get in our players' heads, right? Talking.
There's gonna be a lot of that this game. You better believe it.
I'm just interested in how we're going to combat that. That's my my matchup is.
You gotta ignore it.
What we're doing for
but you gotta fight fire with fire when it comes to guys like Draymond. You gotta do all of the dirty stuff to him and let him react, because his reactions are gonna be worse than whatever yours is. Because he's a bad reactor. He's gonna try to do the African back slap to you. Exactly. He's gonna try to do the African back slap like he did Nurkic. He's gonna try to kick you in the nuts like he did Steven Adams. Like he's gonna do whatever dirtiness. So most of the time, bro, when you see people like that, they can't take whatever it is that they do to anybody else. They cannot take it. They're very, very, very sensitive. So if you start putting your head in his armpits and all of that stupid stuff, he gonna get mad. He gonna elbow you, and I mean they're not gonna call no technical foul, but he gonna start playing a little bit stupider, and he gonna reject the game plan.
Well, we saw what happened when we started getting too physical, right? Was Dylan Brooks, he was out there. Jimmy Butler was talking to him. He was getting physical, and Jimmy Butler proceeded to quite literally choke Dylan Brooks. I hope y'all saw that. Literally choked him out, right, and then threw him to the ground. Cool. They didn't call foul. Dylan Brooks on the other end on the offense, right? Boom, they score. Come down the other end. Dylan Brooks trying to do a post up. Doing a post up, they call a foul. An offensive foul. Okay, cool.
He ran over Dylan Brooks. They called a foul on Dylan Brooks.
Yep.
Dre ran over Amen Thompson. Foul on Amen Thompson.
Foul on Amen. Amen was looking like, how did he do that? And then I watched House of Highlights post that, saying, "Oh my gosh, look how Draymond has Amen looking." House of Highlights. DM me your address. Don't ever say that again. That's absolutely insane. Draymond out here.
You can't receive mail under the bridge.
That's insane.
P.O. Box.
You sound like you got experience over there, Solana. All right. Any other matchups y'all want to look at, or y'all want to go to the next one?
Kerr versus Ime.
Thank you.
Whew. If there's any game where there's going to be a thing, it's going to be this one. Steve Kerr's going to pull all the stops to try to refuse himself from going back to Houston.
Yep.
Because the worst case for them is to go back to Houston. I don't know if them old legs are going to have the energy left. They ain't going to have enough glycogen left in their legs to deal with the Rockets in a Game 7 at home, knowing that that's going to be the first Game 7 since the last time that debacle had. Well, no. Yeah, the first Game 7 in Toyota Center since their last BS referee game against the same team. Am I right?
Yeah.
We played a Game 7, but it wasn't at Toyota Center.
It was
that was in the bubble.
The friendly confines of Disney.
Yeah. Definitely the friendly confines of LeBron's second house. Anyway, keys to the game. What do we got? I know it's probably a hell of a lot of them, but what you got?
It's turnovers.
That's a win condition.
Turnovers, free throws, and I mean, to your point about what they do with Draymond, the reason that I think that they are choosing to go one-on-one with Şengün with Draymond is it's clearly the best use of Draymond.
Yeah.
He's not fast enough anymore to be like that roaming presence that he was back, in 2018. So I think it would be hard pressed for them to get out of that.
Yeah.
But all that being said, Şengün just has to win that matchup, right? And for the most part, he's been okay. He's not like shooting the ball great. Part of that's free throws, but he's got to win that matchup, and he's either got to make the right play or he's got to score. And that's going to buoy the offense, right? And then obviously, on the Warrior side, it's like who is going to be that third person to step up and score, and how can the Rockets stop that? Because Butler and Curry are probably going to have good games, or like average games that I would imagine. And can the Rockets stop that third person from going off?
Yeah. Damn, you taking all my points.
Sorry.
Limiting threes is what we're looking at, right? Not necessarily that. I'm not looking at how many they're making. It's how many they putting up, right? Because if they shooting 43s,
Exactly.
but that's the problem, right? If they're shooting 26, I live with that. But they shooting the 33, 34, 35, 36 is not gonna look good. So that's my main thing is limiting 3-point attempts.
Scooter has a good point
though about the rotations. I mean, I feel like the rotations outside of game one have been pretty good. I mean, there's been some things here and there, taking out Adams at the end of game 4 for the 2 minutes when Jabari went, full stupid. But I would say by and large, the rotations have been pretty good. Do y'all tend to agree with that?
Nah.
I think they've been
they've been inconsistent.
Okay.
They've been too reactionary to whatever the Warriors are doing instead of proactive to what you want to establish. Ime coaching on the back foot. He's counter punching. That's what he's doing, bro.
You in a book.
But yeah, Scooter got a good point about good start, strong defense, and getting stops in the beginning. And the reason I say that is because it's pretty much what we did last game, and we were able to build a cushion for the inevitable disaster quarter.
Yep.
So if we know we're going to have one of those, we need to make sure that we build enough of a cushion to be able to withstand that, because it's going to come one way or the other. No, Diddy again. It's going to come. It's going to be there. So, how do you – this is what you want to do. You want to force Steve Kerr to call off the dogs early again, but this time learn from your mistake last time. That's one.
They can't play with their head out there. That's fine.
Right. And then really at this point in the series, in the game 6, what are you going to do that you don't already know the other team is going to do? Like, you should already have an idea what everybody's going to do. I'll say this too. The Rockets at their best, clearly, Warriors can't match it. Our best in the series has been better than their best.
Nope.
It's just that their medium is better than ours, and our low is lower than theirs. But our best is better than theirs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably not getting that tonight, though. I'd be surprised on the road.
Honestly, our medium is good enough to win when we're hitting free throws. King say we better show out, bro. I just made a stiff coffee. My son about to be telling me, my son about to be telling me over and over, Daddy, that's bad word. Teachers can hear you. Oh my God, that's funny. That is funny, man.
Can I pull up a stat real quick?
Go ahead.
This is from Andrew, our boy. Houston free throw percent shooting in our wins versus losses. All right. Game 1, we shot 55%. Okay. Game 2, we won 80%. Game 3, 58% loss. Game 4, 61% loss. 84% in game 5. That was a win.
So you saying we got to hit 80% on free throws?
Well, what I was saying earlier is we need to average 70. And if you put that averaged out there, I think it comes out to about like 67%. We hit 73, 74, 75. That's a guaranteed dub by at least 2. So Houston,
we've won 4 games already. We got to win 2 more.
We just need to make these free. That's it, man. Just make your free throws, please.
Like, we finna had a record from. Well, let me not jinx nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing yet.
Please wait.
All right. So, what are we feeling as far as all of this here? Halftime, final score, play of the game.
Man, if it's anything over 60, we're losing. I'm talking about Golden State. Anything over 60. So I'm saying we up at the half. We up at the half, 52-51. It's gonna be a good defensive half.
Slaughter, what you got?
I mean, I feel similarly. I feel like it'll be close. Like, I was thinking somewhere in the low 50s too. But I think we'll win. I think we'll be winning at half. I think we'll win the game.
Yep.
Man, I don't know what to say, man. Honestly, bro. Halftime.
You are Rockets propaganda. Can you give us some propaganda, please?
This is the best economy.
I'm fighting. We have the best rotations. We have the best shooting. We make our free throws. Always free throws. We make our free throws. Yes, we do. Halftime is probably gonna be low scoring, man. Gonna lie. 45-48. Rockets. Nope. I take that back. 45-48 Warriors. Rockets dig real deep down in they ball sack for whatever they can find. They pull it out. 90, 98, 91 Rockets. And I might be wrong in a son of a gun, too.
That's crazy. That's not like a bad score because we've held them under 100 points 2-3 times, right? Hey, pull up Scooter. Yeah. All of ESPN Chris says Warriors win. Of course they do. They getting paid. They getting paid to say Warriors win. The whole time they've been saying Rockets are the fake second seed. That Warriors are better team. The Warriors are going to win this series, and they're the underdog at the same time.
And they all literally said the Lakers was going to beat the Warriors. Literally all of them. So take that with a grain of salt. Higher Height says a 1-possession loss in Game 4 is why we're working overtime. You're not lying. You are not lying, my friend. You are not lying.
Yeah.
I think we can kind of call it at this point, man. I ain't gonna be able to do no halftime show.
Who's player of the game? Who's player of the game?
Oh, player of the game. Yeah, I was gonna go with Dylan Brooks.
This dude.
But I feel like they're gonna find a way to get him out the game. Like, they're gonna try to eject him.
Hold on, you know the axiom. Y'all both know the axiom. Role players win home games. Stars win road games.
That's true. That's true.
Shout out Şengün.
That means if it's gonna be Şengün, it can't be Şengün alone. Then that means Jalen got to come along for the ride.
I think Jalen's gonna have a good game.
Or at least Fred. I mean, as long as Fred gives you at least 16.
Man, listen. Dylan Brooks is a star in his role, so it's gonna be Dylan Brooks.
I'm not gonna lie.
Dylan Brooks is definitely the star in his own show. That's for sure.
Dylan hitting 3 threes tonight. He's going 3 of 7 from 3, and he's hitting 2 in the second half. He's hitting a corner top of the key. I'm ready, bro.
If the offense that we run is the same offense we ran in Game 2 and in Game 5, we should be fine because the defense I don't have no problem with. But Ime Udoka got to stop being so damn reactive. Put the pressure on them. When you put Şengün in the elbow and you have him play as a passer and setting everybody up, everybody eats.
Yep.
Like this, I don't understand why that's so hard to do. What are they doing to make you go against that unless they're doing a whole bunch of 1-3-1 zone? Then at that point, bring in Jabari, throw Jabari in at the soft spot at the elbow, move the ball around a little bit before you can get to that point, and we're gonna make something happen from there, bro. Like anyway.
Simple as that.
Ime, I'm telling you, you take one of my tips. I'm telling you right now, I'm showing up at Nia Long house. I ain't even showing up at yours.
Kerr knows that we don't move without the ball, and that's exactly why just posting up Şengün is hard on our offense, even if he's good at it.
Exactly. It's not something that
we have 3 guys that don't move without the ball on offense: Brooks, Jalen, and Fred. And then when Jabari starts,
Dylan's really good at sitting there like this, though. You know, he just waiting.
They all are. They're all
really good
like that.
Dylan been good at finding that soft spot too. Dylan been really good, man. I don't have no complaints about him this series.
When Curry's been on him, he's been good at it.
Hell, he got Jimmy a couple times too.
He did. He had that post up on Jimmy. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. And
if Dylan's taking post ups and turnarounds on Jimmy Butler, we're losing the game.
I don't know, man. He a superstar in his role, right? But I'll tell you what though. I'm confident in this team. I'm confident in this win. Let's bring it back to Houston.
All right, cool.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, we can go ahead and call it. Preston, tell the people where they can find you and tell them to hit the like button.
Yeah, I don't know. We got how many of y'all watching right now? I need all of you to go hit the like button. Go subscribe to Rockets right now. Go check it out.
It was up to like 122 at one point.
Thank you. Right, this is the half game show, a halftime show. Y'all know how, or a pregame show. You
Pregame, fool.
Hey, calm down, bro. I had I also go subscribe to the H-Town Rundown, man. Check us out as well. We're gonna do a show on Sunday. It's gonna be a blast. Hopefully it's a blast. We knock in here first. Follow me at Drip2P's and check us out. If you cannot go to a game, what you need to be doing is having your TV on, turn that thing all the way up to 100, like you at a game. Sit down on the front part of the couch and watch that game beginning then. All right, do not get up off your couch. Watch this game for us. Win this game for us, Houston. Take it away,
Sure.
All right, yeah. I'm at Slaughter. I have a lot less to say. I'm not the hype guy. It's cool. I know my role.
Okay, Dylan. Okay.
Anyway, all right, y'all. It's your man's AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter /X at AK Infinity_VVS. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on all of the platforms. Rockets Round Robin, H-Town Rundown, Rockets Propaganda Channel on YouTube. Let's get this dub, man. Let's get this dub. Make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.